Oh, Captain, till we find where the treasure be. I see beyond the sea. Oh, Captain, till we go on a journey. Follow me, we shall go foreign.
A lot of frames, honestly. It looks like a galaxy. It doesn't really work with Varuna, but it might work with some other frames. Alright, we're gonna go look at this video because, like I said, this is okay. We're gonna pause it as soon as it loads so I can get everything set up. Because I was not quite prepared to do this. But that's okay. I hadn't seen it. If I had, I absolutely would have done it. So thank you. So, as I said, I did talk about this the other day. Let me hide the game so it's not distracting back there. There we go. Because it is completely unsettling and unhinged. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you voted for. This is not okay. Don't do this. And Blizzard really needs to respond because I don't even feel like I can play it even though I've already paid for a bunch of time right now. I can't play it without feeling guilty, to be honest. So, that's fun. Hold on. It is.
Blizzard employees
And let me know how the volume is.
Wow. Who could have guessed?
To the uninitiated,
20 minutes. That's not too bad.
Rapid pace right now, and it seems like the culture has shifted overnight. But the reality of the situation is, to those that are initiated, we know that this foundation was being built long before just the last few weeks. This foundation was being built brick by brick to build a solid foundation in order to have the opportunity to take full control of the culture again. So it is...
Sorry, I just noticed that my PNG tuber wasn't there. It needs to be louder. Let me see what I can do about that. That's maxed up. Okay. Let me see where my volume on the game is now. Okay, I see. That way I can turn it back down if I need
not
to.
happening at a rapid pace, although to people like the weirdos at
better?
Activision and Blizzard, they may think so. They've been on the wrong side of history and they just didn't realize it. And now that they are realizing it, they're melting down right before our very eyes. Look at this. Right there, that headline. Kill your local MAGA. Now, from what I understand, this technical artist has deleted all of his social media now because he was, of course, exposed for the piece of shit that he is.
It's crazy that people post to go out and kill people on social media like this. It's insane, especially when you're doing it. Like, I can get doing it on, like, an anonymous Reddit account, right?
I said that too. I said not even necessarily Reddit, but an account that is not linked to your place of work. Fine, you still shouldn't be calling for people to, die, because that's not cool. But then people can just chalk you up to being some random crazy person instead of being like, okay, what is this company going to do about you? Because this isn't okay. This is calling for violence, and it's not cool.
But, like, if you're going to go and do this on a straight up main account and everything, like, this is attached to your real name? Are you kidding me?
Technical artist and
That's
associate
insane.
art director of Gearbox both wish death to 50% of America.
How do you do that?
In a post, and likes to their
Well,
Facebook.
I'll tell you how you do that. The reason why people like that do it is because they're surrounded by a bunch of other people that only agree with them, and anybody who doesn't agree with them is maligned as some kind of regressive, terrible person. Nazi, racist, homophobe, transphobe, let's be honest, probably all of the above.
There are so many words from both sides that have been used so often to discredit people that do not agree with them that those words have started to lose meaning or have completely lost their meaning. But because people are surrounded by other people that think like this, that think like them, they're not exposed to people who think differently, they're not willing to talk to people who think differently, they just start building up like this fictionalized version of other people. Like, what they think the other side is like is not real for 90% of them. It's not. Sure, there are some people out there that post stuff like this, but there's plenty of people who don't like Trump, who don't agree with Trump, who think he is the worst option, that aren't posting things like this. It's crazy.
That's the reason why it happens. These people stay in an echo chamber, and then they're in it for so long, they think that's the whole world. They say something, it goes out of that echo chamber, people lose their fucking minds.
Yep.
Book page. First of all, I would argue it's more than 50%. Donald Trump won the Electoral College in a landslide. He won the popular vote. I would argue it's more than 50%, but that's neither here nor there. This type of atmosphere is exactly what Activision has been fostering in.
Yeah.
And, of
Also,
course, the
sorry,
CEO, Rob, has basically decided to double down on woke and ESG nonsense. His DEI bullshit, he's not backing down. And he even says it right here.
Yeah.
He says it. Given the headlines around diversity and equity and inclusion of the programs in the workplace, it's no surprise that questions have come up with what the future looks like at Activision and whether our focus and
And see, I'll say this, the dude who's reading what they said, like, I may not agree with what they said, but they've already been doing this, and really it hasn't, like, in my opinion, like, affected the game so much. There's been a few things here and there, and it's like, okay, cool, whatever. It's not really affected it the way other games have been affected by this stuff. So whatever. I don't really care as long as the game is still at least okay. The way he's reading it is kind of messed up. I don't agree with that. Just read it. You ain't got to put on a voice.
Priorities around DEI will shift. To be clear, this work continues to be extremely important in everything that we do. It's important to our games, our culture, and who we are as a company. Pathetic. Our inclusive growth team has made great strides in helping us.
They'll cut him anyway. He says this, but they'll cut him anyway. This guy doesn't make the call. It's
I do feel like the way that it's focused, the way that DEI is implemented is not great. It's not. They could have done it any number of ways. Not necessarily Blizzard, but probably them too. But the way it's been implemented, the way it's affected so many games, the way it's affected so many movies and things like that. It's like, just try and make a good movie. That's all we want. I don't care who's working on it, as long as it's fun.
It's the higher-ups in Microsoft that are going to make the call. And the moment that the higher-ups in Microsoft feel like groups like this put them in the possibility of getting sued for discrimination, they're gone.
Gosh,
yeah,
yes.
Like,
yes,
when the money runs dry, these people are totally done.
Deep inclusivity in all aspects of our business.
Yeah.
And that
if
right
Microsoft
there is the problem. Poisoning every aspect of your business. We're sick and tired of this shit. Everybody is sick of it. This is what Donald Trump ran on. This is what the American people voted for him on this topic right here.
This week,
I'll skip it. This is not the point.
To DEI and woke ideology, identity politics, it's a disease. If you are actively choosing to keep a disease in your company and help spread that disease, you are responsible. So everyone...
I think this is a totally different situation, personally. Like, I kind of disagree with the person who's making this video, is that if you want to focus on that DEI shit, like, I think that that's really stupid. But I think that, like, you can defend that in some ways. I don't think that you can defend advocating killing people and calling for violence.
And
I think
agree with
that's
him.
like, you're talking about like something that is disagreeable.
Absolutely.
On like you can intellectually disagree on, is DEI or something like that good, right? And this is like a moral or ethical argument. But advocating for killing people, like, this is something, there's a reason why it's against the law. And I think that that's the big difference here. That's like, to me, like, to lump this person into DEI, I don't even think the DEI people deserve this. I think this is a person that straight up is off their fucking rocker and needs a wellness check.
Absolutely. They absolutely are. And yeah, I pretty much agree with what he said. Like, there can be reasonable defenses for DEI, and there's been games and companies that implemented that, and their games were fantastic and stuff. So I don't even necessarily think that it's detrimental in and of itself necessarily, but it's definitely, they seem disconnected because nothing mentions this guy. Nothing has come out from Blizzard talking about the technical artist that's out here threatening people. Not in that statement, which is just in response to Trump, or anything else I've seen from them. If anyone else has seen something from Blizzard, then let me know. I haven't seen anything from them.
That's what it is. You can advocate for violence to an extent, like self-defense. I think that's, everybody understands that. Yeah, everybody gets that. DEI is one thing, it turns into hate speech. Well, this is a call for violence, right?
Yeah.
It's a bad faith and argumentation. Yeah, what I'm saying is, like, political violence for video games is insane. Yeah.
An Activision that has pushed DEI and identity politics, you're responsible. The correct method is when there is a disease, you cut the disease out. If you do not cut the disease out, it will spread and it will kill everything in its path. That is identity politics. That is DEI. And that is why so many people are against it, because people realize exactly what it's all about. And he says it in this line right here. Our inclusive growth team has made great strides in helping us weave inclusivity in all aspects of our business.
It's insane how, it's crazy how political the game sphere has become. It's because these people intentionally got into gaming so they could take it over and
enjoy the game, let people enjoy the game. None of this is necessary. At all.
Push this stuff to gamers that didn't want it. That's the reason why it got political. it got political because they made it political.
Yeah,
they pushed it,
they did.
and then anybody who pushed back against it got fired, banned, or removed or deplatformed.
That have been
so
pushing
yeah,
this.
You're right that people like this are super political because people are tired of having their spaces taken over and then being demonized inside of their own spaces.
Or of
That's
business.
the reason
Our
why.
strategy here remains focused on enhancing the experiences of all employees. Dude, get the hell away from these freaks. Good Lord. This is absolutely insane. And it just keeps getting worse. The doubling down just keeps geting worse. And then Grums actually tags Pete Hegseth, the new Secretary
I
of
didn't
Defense.
see that
was
one.
funny.
Activision has a joint program with the DoD, do they not, for the Call of Duty Endowment Program. This is what their president sent out to the entire company today, doubling down on DEI. Since you are now the Secretary of Defense, I thought this should be brought to your attention. Thank you, sir. Let's freaking go.
The people like Grums, or is it all a joke? I don't give a fuck about Grums or not. I'm just looking at what he said. Is it true or not?
Oh, yes, I am retweeting this right now.
That's literally
what we
it.
have
Like,
to have.
that's not the point.
Know. Let
I
them
saw
know
something
exactly
else saying,
how
that
they are
did,
trying
but I
to
didn't see this
poison
from
the
Grums.
minds of every single person involved
That
with
is
this
pretty funny.
process. It's absolutely disgusting. I think the veteran program should take a look into why Call of Duty Activision president is doubling down on DEI.
Well, anyway, so this happened. Like, I think this is all about a bunch of other shit, right? But anyway, this guy, it's kind of shocking to me. Blizzard employee actually wants you to die. We're not going to watch this whole video,
here we go.
Like, we're not going to go through the whole thing. But anyway, so this guy is going and making tweets about this and talking about advocating for killing people. This is insane. That's absolutely fucking insane to go and do that. Like, this is nuts. Look at this.
What is that response under
I don't
the
know, merit you get?
Hold on.
This
What is
guy,
that response?
Kyle
under
Hickey,
Is it
who
recent?
under
on
there?
Facebook posted on January 21st.
Yeah,
by
it's
the
like
way.
a week
So,
ago, 2 weeks ago.
6 days ago.
It's not like some posts he made 2010.
Kill your local MAGA. Apparently, this is from Nicole Williams. Oh, okay. We got Nicole Williams. It's a very generic name.
And so you've got a lot of people here. You got a lot of these people. I mean, he's posting this on his official Facebook account, right? With his real name and everything on it. So it's
So,
not
hold on.
like...
I have an image. I'm trying to see what. Let's see. I can't read all of it. Something the second time Trump experience includes the upgrade fascist salute. Something Musk will have space at the White House. How not appropriate. That's what whoever that responded that was covered with all the names. That's essentially what they said.
This is somebody like using telemetry to find out who this person is anonymously. He's going full mask off.
So you're not going to be able to find that.
Yeah.
Apparently, the second time
he never had a
Trump
mask to begin with.
experience
Oh, they're
includes
reading
the
it.
upgraded
Ha!
fascist salute.
Hey,
Yep.
Naru.
I have heard Musk will have space at the White House. How not appropriate. Again, this is the echo chamber that they're in. I don't know what's going to go through your mind to make you...
In defense, no, whoever responded, I don't know if they work for Blizzard or not. But this is also there was at least one thread on the forums about this, and it was deleted. It's gone, but you can still see that it existed on Google. I don't know who deleted it. I don't know if it was Blizzard, if it was whoever posted it originally. I do know it's gone. And I do know Blizzard has not made a statement about this. They haven't responded to anyone. Again, I don't care who you voted for. I don't care what you think about Trump. No one working for a company should be calling for violence against other people, regardless.
Feel like this is going to be something that you're okay to type out there?
You guys in the U.S. are closer to the Civil War than I would ever think. No, we're not. You have to keep in mind, like, we're not even anywhere near Civil War. The fact is that there's like a super extreme 5% of the population that causes 95% of these problems.
He's right.
And most average people get along. Even Democrats and Republicans get along. Everybody else is fine. It's just...
And Blizzard and Gearbox, because one of the Gearbox people liked this. They both need to respond. They both need to make a statement because this isn't cool. It was a higher up at Gearbox. I forgot who. It's not cool. It's not okay. Someone needs to say something.
Just a handful of terminally online, self-radicalized, mentally ill psychos that are sitting on the internet all day that have convinced themselves that they're part of a revolution.
Which, you know,
those are the people that you're really getting the problem from. Everybody else
just because he's
doesn't
like,
matter.
Huge.
There doesn't
Whether
care.
you like him or
forward?
not, you know.
But I don't. There are no words for this. We got Mark Drake who says, "Smash JT, imagine being a colleague of his and working next to him or on a video call, and then finding out he said this on social media."
Well, the problem is that I bet a lot of the people there care about it and they like it. Those people agree with him. That's the problem.
A lot of people probably agree with him, and those that
That's
don't
the issue.
probably don't.
Imagine being that colleague of his
because they don't feel safe
and being a Trump voter. I'd imagine the interactions at work will be a little bit awkward moving forward. So you can keep saying, "Oh, we need to clean out these employees. We need to get rid of this."
What? Newspapers were saying that's awful. I think there might have been some here too, essentially saying that, but I'm not 100%. That's terrible.
Why do these employees keep coming in? Look to the top, look to the
People
management,
had
look to the people that are hiring them.
Everybody in America is angry and stressed.
Some people had reasons because they had existing heart conditions, and they were told by their doctor that getting the vaccine wasn't good for them. Some people chose not to because we didn't have a lot of information on them yet. And they just wanted more information before they decided to get it. There's all sorts of reasons that people didn't get it that are legitimate. Were there conspiracy theorists out there about it? Yes. But not everyone was.
I think that actually most people are like, they have like their own personal problems, but most people just like want to go about their day and not have anybody interrupt them or like try to fuck with them. That's what most average people want.
Writing this kind of shit out there and enabling that.
I just want to be able to play games without having to worry about if the developers are going to lose their shit because someone disagrees with them. Or if they don't like, you know, people that I love who voted for somebody that they don't agree with, so they're going to go on a tangent out there and make it very clear that we're not wanted. I just want to be able to play the game. I don't care what your politics are. I don't. You can have your politics. Keep them to yourselves and make a game. That's all I want.
That's the average person.
And it doesn't stop until those people
I think that's
get
reasonable.
removed and are replaced by people that follow the law and want a merit-based system. Okay, here we go. So the next part, Kyle Hickey, this is on Moby Games.
Wow.
Warcraft Rumble.
What a surprise. The biggest retard at Blizzard works at the biggest failure at the game, at the company. Yeah, wow. Okay, wow. Who could have possibly guessed? What a shocker.
And Paladins, Champions of the Realm. This is his Facebook page right now.
Well, I hadn't looked to see which games he'd worked on. I just knew he worked at Blizzard. And Blizzard needs to say something.
It is Facebook.
This is an update from Lunduke Journal saying this is they follow me, by the way. Shout out to Lunduke following me.
That's kind of funny.
Update. Kyle Hickey, the Microsoft Blizzard employee who encouraged the murdering of Trump voters, has deleted or locked his X, LinkedIn, and Facebook profiles.
Wow.
Still no statement from his employer after multiple requests for comment. And then this is following up on the initial Microsoft employee, Blizzard activist.
He roached out. He did.
Is owned by Microsoft, calling for the murder of mega Trump voters.
Or the employer need to make a statement? Because every time that an employee said something that was negative or racist in the past.
I said this before, that when I was working corporate, we were explicitly told if we were wearing company clothing out in public, if we were linking or putting that we worked for the company on social media, things like that, that we were expected to behave a certain way because we were representing the company even if we weren't at work. I don't think people understand that anymore. If you link yourself to these companies, you are always representing them. So that's like, and social media was still new. This was like Facebook. I don't think Instagram was even out when I worked in corporate and was told that. That was like 2005, maybe. So yeah, that's what we were told. If you, and I never put like the company I worked for anywhere. So I also kind of keep my Facebook locked down for friends. So the sort of things I post really don't matter because, you know, nobody knows. Nobody knew who, I mean, like my parents knew who I worked for and stuff, but internet people didn't.
People bullied the companies into making a statement, and then the statements would always be about how much they care about inclusion and everything and how much they care about diversity. But now that it's the other way around, these companies don't want to say anything about it. So the statement itself isn't necessarily the point. The point is that there's a double standard where people are making companies capitulate to hate mobs. And so now when they see a company that's not, you know, responding to this type of hate mob, which this basically is a hate mob, even though I think it's deserved.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Those people are just kind of ignored. I think that's the reason why people are mad.
Yeah.
Comments?
Yeah, they're ignoring it. They're not responding. Quite frankly, a call for death should probably result in this person losing their job, or some sort of punishment. You know, corporate punishment being whatever the companies have lined up based on their HR and stuff, of course. But there needs to be something that we see that's like, no, we don't support this. So this is what we're doing.
Activision, Satya Nadella. What about Xbox Player 3? I got to do this, right? Xbox. This is wild shit. This is the kind of shit that this puts you on a fucking no-fly list, bro. This is crazy.
Hello.
This is one of those you need to check into rehab, and I'm
not sure what you mean by that. I'm not really here calling for violence against anyone. I don't agree with violence being called against anyone, especially over politics. I just want to play games.
And make sure you're good, like after having a couple weeks at some sort of retirement home Springs place, because this is nuts.
Yeah.
This is nuts. Because you said Max Davenport
Exactly.
also wishes it. And I'm like, what's he mean, Max Davenport? So here we see Max Davenport listed right here. Max Davenport, associate art director at
This is
Gearbox.
the dude I was talking about.
Lead
like
concept artist.
We got somebody mad. We're gonna pull it up. We're gonna look at it. How come a person haven't finished college, worked 2 months to earn $1 million on MIMS, and not washing his hands because your hands are clean is somehow an authority? You are a definition of idiocracy.
That was hard to read.
Do you think it's a good thing to advocate to kill people who you disagree with politically? Like, do you think it's a good thing what he typed or not? Is that a good thing? Like, because I'm just curious, right? I meant your dick. Let's just move on, okay, guys? Let's just move on. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And concept artist at Gearbox Software. Studied at the Art Institute
Good
in
one.
Pittsburgh. His Facebook is still public, but it
new
looks
account.
like
Yeah,
he
bro.
edited it.
Good luck on your next account, buddy.
To shut off. He turned everything off on this.
I bet he did.
But he still links to his portfolio.
Wow.
And I gotta be honest, he's pretty talented.
He is. He's a talented artist.
He's a good artist.
But I want to address this. Matthew Longo says, just losing sales. These people hate money. I think.
Well, anyway, like I feel like this is really like this pretty much the whole thing about this situation. Like this guy, you can't have.
Look, it's fine if you don't like Trump. That's fine. That's completely fine. You don't have to like him. You can think he was a terrible choice for president. That's just fine. But political violence is not cool. Calling for political violence is not cool. And that's what it is. It's a call for political violence. Even if he's too naive somehow to see it that way. And judging by this profile picture, he looks like a pretty young dude. So he could be... Dude, you said sleepy. I'm sleepy. He looks pretty young, though. So it could be naivety on his part. I can concede that. But the company still needs to come out and respond. And say, basically disavow this comment at the very least. They just need to disavow it. And probably some sort of punishment. But at the very least, they can come out and be like, we don't agree with this statement. They're probably not going to. They're probably just going to turn more pictures of women into fruit.
You can't be... Like, if you run a company and you're trying to sell a product to a mass audience, it's really bad for you to have employees that want to advocate genocide for part of that audience.
It really is.
And also a pretty big part of the audience, right? I mean, like, this just really, it's just bad for business. It is. It's really, really bad for business. And, yeah, bad to take a stance. Yes, should be neutral. Exactly. And the thing is, also, like, I think that people can have opinions that are private opinions.
And look, if he had done this on a private account that was not linked to Blizzard, like if he had just an account where he could go and spew whatever he wanted to without it being linked to Blizzard, nobody would have cared. You might have gotten some comments like, oh, this person's crazy, or this is madness, or whatever, but it wouldn't be connected to Blizzard so nobody would care about Blizzard's response. But thus far, Blizzard isn't disavowing it, so... Hold on. I gotta deal with that. That's a bot. There we go. Bot dealt with. I need a mod. Q, where are you? So I can make you a mod again. I don't think he's here. I mean, fair.
I don't want to see people get fired for having a crazy political opinion. I think that's silly. But this isn't a crazy political opinion. This is an advocacy of violence towards individual people based off of a political mean. This is not like this is some kind of like killing people is crazy, right? Like, we're not talking about somebody saying all Trump voters are fucking retarded, fat rednecks that are inbred. Like, that's, who cares about that? That doesn't matter. But, like, whenever you're making calls to violence for this, it's close to terrorism. It is.
That's another thing. If he had have just, like, been insulting, it would have been like, well, he probably still would have gotten backlash, but I doubt it would have been like this. I've written the bot down, so thank you. I'll look into it.
It is. It's close to terrorism. And I think that people like this, there does need to be some accountability for it. Now, I don't really care if this person gets fired or not. Now, if I was the company, would I want somebody working at the company who's advocating for genocide, killing people? No, I wouldn't. I would think this is a bad look. And also, it's really breaking the law at the end of the day, too. It's a person that's effectively, like, advocating for terrorism. So, bad idea. And zone out.
That's another thing. Like, it can be viewed as a terroristic threat, which is bad. I don't think I have to say anymore. It's bad.
Place where I respect you. I have good opinions. Yeah, sure, right? Blizzard's gotten really bad anyway. Well, that's the issue. And I think that the people that are doing this in these different companies, they're doing it because they think that everybody else thinks like them, and they think like they do. So yeah, as imagine working in the same office as this person. I mean, I couldn't imagine. I wouldn't want to imagine, right? I mean, there it is.
Someone said that earlier.
And so that's really what it is. It's crazy to me that it's even happening, based on the definition of the government defines. This isn't close to terrorism. It is terrorism. It's violence directed at a group of people for political reasons. Well, it's advocacy for violence. So, like, it's basically a call for terrorism.
Yeah.
And I do think that the FBI, instead of trying to set up false flags and infiltrate weird groups and get people to incriminate themselves, instead of trying to, like, spawn new criminals, I think they should go and find these fucking people and put them in jail instead. This is a crazy type of behavior, and I'm going to say that I don't think that there is a single good outcome that this is going to have. There's never going to be, like,
I tried to stream
what do you call it?
I tried to stream a little last year, but I was homeschooling the kids at the time, so it didn't really work out. Or no, year before last year. I forgot we're in a new year now. But it didn't really work out because of homeschooling the kids, but now they're all at school, so why not?
There's never going to be a light at the end of the tunnel for this. There's never going to be a point where, like, this happens and there's anything other than bad things that come out of it. So I am really hoping to see that that these people start getting held accountable. So yeah, no, you go back and watch the beginning of the stream if you're huhing me, okay? Like, yeah, it's and trust me, like, you're right, it's nuts.
It is. It really is. Where is it? There we go. It's not cool. That's the basic takeaway. It's not cool. Don't call for violence just because somebody things differently. That's really the thing. Like, think what you want to think. That's fine. Like I said, as far as like Asmongold goes, like, you can disagree with him or not, but usually, even if I disagree with him, I can see, oh, yeah, his reasoning is pretty well thought out. Sorry, I gotta turn this back down a little bit so y'all can hear me, and hopefully hear the game too. Let me know if that's too loud. I'm not sold on the horns on her, but I also really like them because I've turned my werewolf lady into a dragon. That is what I have done. She is a dragon.
I see beyond the sea. Oh, Captain, can we find where the treasure be?